Hello everyone, welcome to the day 2 session, that is a video on introduction to Arduino boards. So Arduino is having many types. So Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega. So it is just features, some of our UART are going to be enhanced in Mega. So preferably the most popular version of Arduino boards is Arduino Uno. So it is going to make use of a Atmel microcontroller. So we are going to see this Atmel microcontroller data sheet now. So the data sheet have been just given here. So it is an AVR 8-bit microcontroller and it is going to have a RISC architecture. So yesterday we have been just seen about a RISC and CISC architecture. So it is having 131 powerful instruction, most single clock execution. So all the RISC architectures are going to have a single clock execution. So 32 into 8, that is 8 general purpose working resistor, 8 resistors, and all the resistors are 32-bit. So fully static operation, it is having a 16 MIPS throughput at 16 megahertz. So it is having a on-chip 2-cycle multiplier. So whenever we are saying it is an on-chip means and dedicated hardware will be provided for an multiplication. It is not a software version, it is not a coding purpose. So dedicated hardware will be provided. So these are all the some of examples for non-volatile memory segments. See, like 32K bytes of in-system self-programmable flash program memory. In-system means, so it is going to allow the IDE to write a coding part. So it is having 32,000 flash memory, 1 KB of EEPROM, that is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So internal static RAM is 2K bytes. So it is having a 10,000 flash for your flash memory, and so 100,000 for your EEPROM. So these many times we can flash the memories. So optional boot section is being provided. Boot section means some of Arduino doesn't start when you are going to buy it. You need to dump some of a boot code. So that is called as in boot sessions. So peripheral features, it is having 8-bit controllers or timers, 2 8-bit and 1 16-bit controllers, counters. So real-time counter with separate oscillator. So whenever the real-time counter is used, it has been used for real-time applications. So it is having 6 PWM channels, pulse width modulation. So varying the duty cycle, we can vary the output. So it is a 8-bit ADC. ADC means analog to digital converter. So 8-bit means 2 raised to 10, that is 1024. So that is 0 to 1023 is a range of differing between each analog levels. See what it actually means that. So if this is a sign, a small interval can be differentiated with 0 to 1024. So each level can be differentiated into these small segments. So that is called as an ADC. So you are having master slave SPI serial peripherals, and it is having a I square C. So it is an bus talking SPI I2C, that is I square C. We are having watchdog timers. So watchdog timers are special timers which is going to be resetted after specified amount of time. On chip analog comparator. So comparator is used for in your any of analogous application, and the two it is an on-chip level. So interrupt and wake up or pin change configuration, interrupt controller is available. So reset, burnout detection. So if your system is going to be burnout, it is going to be detected. Internal calibrated oscillator, external and internal interrupt sources, C6 sleeping modes, idle mode, power down, power save, standby, and extended standby. So these are all the base class of an Atmel data sheet, and it is a 8-bit, and it has been seated in an Arduino Uno. So this is a figure for Arduino Unos. Let me take a pen. So here the very first one is like where is first one? So this is a power USB. So it is going to be used to dump a program, and you can energize as well. So here power USB. So this is used to dump programs, and in turn it can extend some of our voltages. So that is a one thing, that is power cable. And the next one is power barrel jack. So this barrel jack is having a capacity of 9 volts DC and with 1 amp of current. So you can directly make AC connections here, AC adapters. So that is, it is going to be just converted into an AC to DC adapters, and the configuration what this is going to be supported is 9 volts DC and 1 amps of a current. So the next one is a voltage regulator. So this is a voltage regulator. So we are going to use a Zener diode here. So Zener diode is going to be used whenever the Zener diode is in reverse biased. Whenever it has been reverse biased, it is going to work as an voltage regulator. It is going to provide a constant voltage. So that is called as an Zener diode. So that is voltage regulation, which have been just providing a constant voltage for it. So next one is a crystal oscillator. So this is a crystal oscillator which is going to provide you a 16 megahertz of operating base clock frequency. So this is a one which is going to induce all these devices what you are going to see here to work. So it is going to generate a base clock frequency. So as in our system, we are going to say that our microprocessor is 3 gigahertz capacity one or something like this. So that motherboard will work if and only if 3 gigahertz is going to be generated. What it actually means that for all the motherboards you will be connected the interfaces. All these interfaces will be working for 3 gigahertz. So but whereas in our Arduino Uno, it is going to have a 16 megahertz. So all the components have been chosen in a such a way that it should be synced to the 16 megahertz to get operated. So this is called as a crystal oscillator. So the next one is like you are having a Arduino reset button. So this is your Arduino reset button. It is an on-chip reset button. You are having a external fifth button can be connected, that is going to act as an external reset button. As per the data sheet, you need to supply low voltage for 2 milliseconds to the any of a 17th pin or a 5th pin of an Atmel controller to just make it and reset. So whenever you are pressing a reset button, what is going to happen is, see, consider whenever you are executing any of instruction, so that will be stored in ROM, it will be running somewhere. If it has been get corrupted here, so we are going to press the reset button. So it is coming at the start of a program. So first line will be bootable line, first memory. So the starting memory will be above the bootable file. So whenever we are pressing any of a reset button for more than 2 microseconds, then the low voltage will be just pushed to the Arduino pins, that is 17th or 5th pin. So this Atmel is going to be just get resetted. So how it is going to happen once you can take one push button switch, two wires which have been connected here, one breadboard, and you will be having a Arduino. You need two pins here, 5th pin and a ground pin. So the wire will be connected. So one part of a wire will be connected to one respective, what is this, breadboard. Another one will be connected here. So take this and make a connection over here, and this one will be connected to the 5th pin of Arduino. So this is your Arduino, and another pin have been just grounded. Whenever this button is pressed, the low voltage is going to be passed. Whenever it is pressed, the low voltage is going to be passed for an Arduino's 5th pin, and it is going to make the Atmel to get resetted. So this is a reset issues. So why we are going for an external reset is, first one is, if you are using any of a shield, Adafruit shield or any sorts of external Wi-Fi shields, it may just make the closing of this reset button, it may be overlapped. So that is the one thing. And the second one is, like, if you have been enclosed it into an boxes, if it has been enclosed in an boxes, you can use the external reset button. So this is all about a reset button. So let me just go for an analog pins. So analog pins are the one which are ready to accept the analog input. So the processor is going to be work under an digital format. If your sensors like humidity, temperature, these are the analog one, that is going to be censored from these pins, and it is being converted into a digital format which have been fed to the processor, and you can directly interface the analog pins to the Arduino controllers. So it is available here, and it has been named by A0 to A5, that is 5 analog sensors can be connected. So here, from here, the digital values will be generated. So the main microcontroller is sitting here, that is Atmel microcontroller. So it is a one which have been just provided by an Atmel company. It is of 8-bit one, what we have been seen in a data sheet with a earlier version. So the next one is ICSP pin. So it is a serial peripheral pin, so that the 12th pin is your 12th number is your ICSC pin. So this is a serial peripheral board. You can just connect any of a serial communicated devices here in order to have a communication. And next comes a 14 digital pins. Okay, before that we can go for a power LED. Whenever the power is given, the LED need to blink indicator. So the 13th one. So this is a power LED which is going to be blink whenever the power are being given. So LEDs configurations like 1.2 volts, sorry, 1.2 microamps. So that is a configuration or a power ratings for it. So later, after having a power LED, you are having a transmitter and receiver LED. Whenever your program is going to be dumped or whenever you are going to perform a serial monitoring, so these are the LEDs which are going to glow whenever we are having transmission and reception. So these are all the digital pins, 14 digital pins which have been available for taking an digital input. So this is like in out of 14, 6 have been reserved for PWM. You can use this pins for reading and writing the digitals as well, digital pins as well, and you can use this for having a PWM output. Sorry, I guess you'll be knowing about PWM, pulse width modulation. Whenever you are varying a duty cycle, so the width of output and input, so that on period is going to be varied. By varying this, you can just vary the voltages applied to it. So this is all about digital pins. So next one is analog reference pin. So this have been used whenever you are interfacing any of our external analog pins. So it is going to generate a reference voltage of 0 and 5 whenever you are going to use any of analog pins. So here, so this is all about things. So the next one is we are going to talk about variables and constants. So this is variable and constant. So variable in C programming language which Arduino uses. So here is like we are having a variables scope, that is local variables, global variables. Local variables means it is going to work inside the function. Outside the function it is not accessible. Global variables means it can be used throughout the program. So if you have been declaring any of a global variable, so it is going to be available throughout the program. Okay, this is the thing of difference between local and global variables. So next we are having a two looping sections here. First one is void setup. So this is void setup, and next one is void loop. So void setup is going to be executed only one time. Where if you need to initialize any of the variables like initializing the GPS, initializing the LCD, everything can be written in void setup. Void loop will be executed for infinity number of time. So any of embedded system is going to be called it as, which is going to run for n number of time when the power is given to it, then all these devices are going to be called as an embedded system. Hence this void loop, whatever you are writing inside this, it will be executing forever whenever the power is given. Hence the symbol of Arduino is like this. Infinity number of time it will be executing this loop. So you can just initialize the variables calling int x as same as a C programming, int x comma y like this. So this is constant declaration, and you need to have a semicolon at the end of a line. So next you can declare any of a local, so these are all the local variables. So in main function above it you can declare a global variables. So assigning a value is so much simple. Whenever the equals to symbol is coming into a picture, the system understands that you are assigning a value to the variables. So this is like local variables. So these are all local variables. So what is global variables means you can write above the void setup saying float a. So this is global variables and it can be accessed in any part of a program. But these variables have been accessed only inside this loop. So global variables means before the void setup, if you are going to declare a variables, then these variables are going to be called it as a global variables. So next we are going to see about the data types here. So the data type, the first and foremost thing is void. So it has been used whenever the function is going to be declared. So void means that function is not going to return anything to the program. Void means it doesn't return anything. Void setup, void loop. Only here we are using this. So this is like it is not going to return any of a data type to the program or main program. So the next data type is Boolean data type. So if you are declaring the variable by saying Boolean, see this is a syntax, you need to type Boolean space variable and you can assign false and true. See in your programming, if you are using if else condition, you can just directly use a Boolean variable here and you can directly assign without checking a condition. As to the variable, VA is false and V1 is true. Like this you can just make it. So this is a Boolean data type. So next data type is a char. So the char is a one which have been used to store 1 byte of memory. 1 byte means 8 bits. So it is going to, whenever you need to store a single character, you can use single quotes like this. If you are using multiple of a characters, you need to use double quotes in Arduino. If you are using only single character like A, B, C or anything, you can use single quotes like this. If you are using a multiple strings like this, you need to use a double quotes. So that is an char data type. So the next one is unsigned char. What is this unsigned means? Before going to that, all these numbers will be, all these sentences will be stored in the form of ASCII values. If you are giving a letter, the equivalent ASCII number will be stored for it. If it is small a, the number is 97 ASCII value. If it is bigger a, it is around 65, I guess. If it is bigger A, it is around 65, I guess. So unsigned int actually means that int char is the one which is going to store the values. After typing, it will be just converted into 0 to 255. So it is a 1 byte of memory is going to be stored. So let me give you information about a byte. So 1 byte means it is going to store 8 bit of unsigned numbers. So it can be both signed and unsigned. So it is an unsigned, it is an 8 bit of unsigned numbers. So unsigned means only a positive numbers. So this is unsigned char, and next we are going to see about an integer, that is int data type. So integer is the one which is going to store 16-bit value. So 16-bit value is going to be stored, and its ranges is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. So in turn, it is of having a range of 2 raised to 15 to minus 2 raised to 15 to plus 2 raised to 15 minus 1. So this is an integer range. So going for a next unsigned integer. So unsigned integer is the one which is going to store only the positive numbers. So that is ranging from 0 to 65,535, and in the range like 0 to 2 raised to 16 minus 1. So this is a range where unsigned int is going to just stored with. So coming to an word, so it is going to store 16-bit unsigned number. So 16-bit unsigned number, and it is going to have a long, there is another data type called long, which is going to store 32-bit of data. So it is like 32-bit of a data, and the last data type is double. So it is going to store 64 bits of data. So this is 32-bit data, word is 16-bit data, unsigned int is going to store in 0 to 65,535. So these are the data types which have been available in an Arduino. Let me Hello guys, in this video we are going to see about how to download and how to install IDE. You can just type in a Google like Arduino software. It is going to just search it for an its official website, that is software of your Arduino. So here you can just download it for an Windows version. Okay, this internet is a bit slow. Okay, you can just go for this Windows application here. Okay, you can just download it. So it takes some time to just get downloaded. Okay, I can just share a software of this one in a Google Drive, or I can just share a link of it. You can just get downloaded from over there. So here, so this is going to get downloaded. It is of having 112 MB. It may take some 1 minute for the speed. So once this Arduino IDE is going to be just downloaded, IDE means Integrated Development Environment. So this environment allows the user to write a code and simulate the code. Simulate means you are going to see how the code can be worked if you are dumping it into a respective coders or Arduino boards. So it is going to provide you a serial monitors, that is whenever you are using any kind of a UART or something like this, you can just give an input through this IDE. It's taking a bit of a time. Okay, I guess it has been downloaded. Okay, you can just have a installation here. So it is just a plug and play installation. You can just press enter, 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 and all. So you can just press next. You can choose browse your respective folder if your C file or memory is too much for. Mine is just free. I have been just installing in an C drive. It's taking a bit of a time. Let's see. So after this, you need to install this driver, which is going to just have a serial peripheral installation. You need to install both the drivers whenever it is going to ask you. So once it has been installed, you can just close it. So in the desktop, you will be having a shortcut of it called Arduino. The first start, it may take some time. So this is a Arduino. Here in the sketch, in a tools, go to board and you need to select Arduino Uno. As you are using Arduino Uno, first and foremost thing is you need to do this one. Just make a checking whether the board have been just selected or not. So here you are having two setups. First one is void setup and void loop. So this is a setup which is going to execute only one time, and this loop is going to be executed forever. So in order to upload any of your respective code into your Arduino, so this is a button you can just do it. So this is like compiling, and here you can just upload. So these are all the things which have been available. So here you are having some of examples like how to read analog read serially, how to blink LEDs. If it is a digital, how it is going to just do it. So I have been talking about Adafruit. So it is a shield which have been available on respective to Arduino to have any number of operations like this. So for displaying any sorts of a bar graphs and all. So these are some of examples. You can just see that you can just have a click of any sorts of examples. So this is for having a blinking of an LED. So here you can just see void setup. So pin mode, digital write, digital. These are the commands which are being used to select. So pin mode means it is used to make this LED built in to operate as an output. So digital write means you are going to give a voltage to it. Digital read means you are going to read a input from a sensors. So like this. So this is all about things. So here you can go for a sketch and you can just compile first, later upload to it. And you can just see the serial monitor here. If you are having any of whenever you are being connected your Arduino board, you can view the serial monitors. So this is all about how to install a software. So if you are having any doubts, you can just type in a Google Classroom. We will just address the issue. Thank you. Have a summary. So we have been started with the introduction to the Arduino boards. We are having Uno board, Mega board. The microcontroller we are using is Atmel, and the ADC is 10-bit ADC. So this is a board we have been just seen with. It is having a crystal oscillator of 16 megahertz, and the power cable is of having 9 volts and 1 amps of current ratings. So this is a microcontroller which we have been just used with. So these are the analog pins, and these are all the 14 digital pins. Out of 14, 6 can be used for PWM output. So this is a UART, or a transmission and receiving indicator LED. So this is a power LED. So here is a serial peripheral pins you can just connect with. So these are all the respective overview of a video. So this is external pins, a reset button, how to connect for an Arduino. And we have been just seen local variables and global variables, data types, and we have been just seen many of our data types here. So I guess this video is informative. Let's meet up you all in the next video. Thank you.